was here to die. Can't help but notice every corner's in red.
Yeah, I think that song, This Is the Year We Start Living, I mean, that's more of just like a daily reminder, I think. When I wrote that song, I was kind of just really over a lot of things, and it just came out pretty easily, and I thought it was just kind of a nice hook when when I was writing it out. I was like, oh, that's a good vibe. So yeah, I think so though. I really do, because I think this year, I wrote that song a while ago, but I think especially lately, I've had just a lot of revelations in my life, and it's almost been one of the best seasons of my life, even though there's been a lot of issues in it, like everybody has. I don't know. I'm just like trying to soak it all up, and like this tour is just such a good vibe. I'm just so stoked to be here. So. Dude, I mean, music is everything to me. I mean, you know, I feel like it's in my blood, and I don't know, even when I hear my heartbeat, I like want to like jam to it. It sounds ridiculous, but like literally if I'm laying in bed and I just like can hear it, I just like want to start playing like, you know, rhythms over it. But it's who I am, you know. For better or for worse, sometimes it's so much a part of me that I want to make sure that it's not too much a part of me, so that I'm not finding my identity solely in music and the Rocket Summer or whatever. But I love it. It's yeah, I mean, I think it's just one of the greatest creations, and I'm stoked to get to be a part of it and listen to it, and listening to it just as much as playing it, but I'm stoked to get to play it, so. Yeah, I mean, I like to, we've done contests and stuff in the past for fans to come play, which has always been cool, but this was incredibly special. I was just walking around trying to get some food, and I saw this guy playing cello, and he had it going through this loop pedal, which is something I do a lot of, and but he was blowing my mind. The way this guy was playing it was crazy, and I sat there and watched him for probably 40 minutes, just sitting there, like, and he was had his case open, and people were giving him some money, so I gave him some money, and he had like a demo CD that he was like, take that. And so I called my front of house guy. I texted my front of house guy, and I was like, hey, can you run another input for the show tonight? He's like, what are you talking about? I was like, I just met this cello player and I want him to come play with us. And he was like, haha, like he thought I was messing with him. I was like, dude, I'm not messing with you, I'm serious. I want to bring this guy on stage. And he was like, are you kidding me? I was like, come out here, you have to come see this guy. So he came, and I was like, we gotta make this work. So I asked him, I was like, hey, would you want to, I'm playing a show down the street, would you want to come play? And I was like, I'll give you this much of our guarantee. And he was kind of like, yeah, I'd love to. And so normally at the end of the set, there's kind of this part where it's like, you know, bye, and then we walk off stage and we just wait, and then we come back on stage. While everyone's like, one more song, and then I just end up playing like 40 more songs, but so it just kind of ended, I call it a water break more than anything, but so that's what I said. I was like, hey, normally this is the part of the set where we leave and come back, but I met this guy, his name's Martin Watkinson, and he's amazing, and so he came out and he just played for 5 minutes, he just jammed, and the whole crowd loved it. And then he was about to leave, and I was like, hey, jam with me at the end of the set too if you want. He's like, okay. And so and I told our guitar player, I was like, hey, tell him the chord progression before he goes on, because he was off the side of the stage, and our guitar player told me at the end, that he told him, and the guy was like, I have no idea what that means. And it was like the most simple thing, but to me that even made it even crazier that this guy's like a genius, because he didn't seem like he had any knowledge of like chord progressions and stuff like that. He just jammed, and he was just, I mean, it was like heavenly. So then he came out at the end, and he and I just sort of jammed out at the end of the set. But I'm just rambling, I'm sorry. I think just music is, everybody's entitled to play music, and regardless of what any judge on American Idol might say, we were created to play music. Our bodies have percussion and strings, on our vocal cords, and we're meant to, well, honestly, we're built to make music so that we can worship. That's like my, that's one of the many reasons, the main reason, and then also it's just a way of talking, and music is a universal language, and so yeah, that was really cool to do that gig in Huntington Beach. I was in the middle of a high school tour where I played every day at like this assembly. We did the whole thing for free, and just we were raising money to keep music in these schools, mostly kind of inner city vibe stuff, and we happened to be in Southern California, and so I just tweeted, hey, I'm gonna go play on the beach in like 30 minutes. And I couldn't believe it. We had like probably over 50 people show up. It was just crazy. Well, I play a bunch of instruments, or I try to at least, and on the records, up to this point, most of all the stuff that you hear is just me jamming. Ever since I was a kid, I've never just considered myself a guitar player, or piano player, but just a guy that kind of knows how to play a handful of instruments, and so I had seen people doing looping stuff with guitars, and I've always thought that was really cool, but I've never seen anybody do it where they're playing the actual drums and going through each instrument. And so with a lot of research and a lot of time, figured out a way to do that, and I just tried it out on a tour thinking it was going to be a one-time thing, and then it just became this almost like a staple of the set. But we've been trying to even change that up. Now I do a lot of vocal looping, which I'm going to do tonight, and I've been doing some beatboxing as well.
I watched one of the videos on YouTube.
Oh, cool, yeah. I just, it sounds ridiculous, but I don't know, I'm kind of ADD and I get bored, and so it's kind of fun to just try new things. I'm thankful that people want to hear the songs and stuff, but sometimes for me, it keeps me going to just try some new stuff, because I've just been playing music for a little while now, so some of the songs that I bust out, are songs that I wrote when I was in high school, and so which I enjoy playing those, don't get me wrong. I'm not above them or over them or anything. It's just kind of, I mean, maybe sometimes I am, so. The most shocking thing I've ever done or created, I mean, I'm sure my wife or my band could tell you a million stories of inappropriate, funny things, but stuff that I probably wouldn't feel comfortable about, documenting here on YouTube or in Black Velvet magazine. I don't know, the most shocking thing I've ever done. I'll tell you a funny story I've never told anyone. This isn't shocking at all, but I was just reminded of this the other day. Jenna Dewan is this actress, model type person. She's married to Channing Tatum, big famous movie star, and I went to high school with Jenna Dewan. I don't think she knew that I existed, but but Tara and her were friends, and she was friends with my brother, and I'm pretty sure she was at this. I don't know if she was, but I'm just gonna say she was because it makes the story that much cooler. But when I was 14, I looked outside, and it was the middle of the night, and I saw all these girls wrapping my house with toilet paper. I don't know if people do that in the UK, but teenagers in the US do that. Take toilet paper and like throw them over your trees, and it's a really terrible thing to have to clean up the next day, but it's something that happens. But I think it was like the varsity cheerleading squad was doing that, I'm pretty sure. And they were doing that because of my brother. He was like a cooler, older, like, you know, funny guy. I was just this kid that played guitar and people made fun of mostly. But I was just so enamored that all these like beautiful seniors were in my front yard that I ran out, and they were like, "Oh, we need to go," and I did not want them to leave. So I picked up the rolls of toilet paper, and I started wrapping my own house with them so that they wouldn't leave. That's how much of a loser that I was. But yeah. Anyway, that's kind of, it's not really shocking by any means, but it just came into my mind of something funny. So.
Cars and the pixie